Adam West. Adam West was an American actor, widely known for his role as Batman in the 1960s ABC series of the same name, and its 1966 theatrical feature film. His career spanned 7 decades. West began acting in films in the 1950s. He played opposite Chuck Connors in Geronimo, and the Three Stooges in The Outlaws Is Coming. He also appeared in the science fiction film Robinson Crusoe on Mars, and performed voice work on the Fairly OddParents, The Simpsons, and Family Guy, playing fictional versions of himself in all 3. Early life. West was born on September 19, 1928, in Walla Walla, Washington. His father was a farmer. His mother was an opera singer and concert pianist who was forced to abandon her own Hollywood dreams to care for her family. Following her example, West stated to his father as a youth that he intended after school to go to Hollywood. He moved to Seattle when he was 15 with his mother following his parents' divorce. West attended Walla Walla High School during his freshman and sophomore years, and later enrolled in Lakeside School in Seattle. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in literature and a minor in psychology from Whitman College in Walla Walla, where he was a member of the Gamma Zeta chapter of the Beta Theta Pi fraternity. He also participated on the speech and debate team. Drafted into the United States Army, he served as an announcer on American Forces Network television. After his discharge, he worked as a milkman before moving to Hawaii to pursue television. Early roles. While in Hawaii, West was picked for a role as the sidekick on a children's show called El Kinipopo Show, which featured a chimp. West later took over as star of the show. In 1959, West moved with his wife and 2 children to Hollywood, where he took the stage name Adam West. In his autobiography Back to the Batcave, he explains he chose Adam simply because he liked the way it looked and sounded with West, his middle name. He appeared in the film The Young Philadelphians, which starred Paul Newman. He had guest star roles in a number of television westerns, on 3 Warner Brothers westerns which aired on ABC, Sugarfoot, Colt .45, and Lawman. West played the role of Doc Holliday, the frontier dentist and gunfighter. He portrayed Wild Bill Hickok in the episode Westbound Stage of the 1960 NBC Western series Overland Trail, with William Bendix and Doug McClure. He guest-starred on Edmund O'Brien's syndicated crime drama Johnny Midnight, and soon snagged a supporting role as Police Sergeant Steve Nelson in the crime drama The Detectives, starring Robert Taylor. He appeared once on Walter Brennan's sitcom The Real McCoys. On January 10, 1961, West appeared as a young, ambitious deputy who foolishly confronts a gunfighter named Clay Jackson, portrayed by Jock Mahoney, in the episode The Man from Kansas of the NBC Western series Laramie. West made 2 guest appearances on Perry Mason in 1961 and 1962. His first role was as small-town journalist Jan Southern in The Case of the Barefaced Witness. His other role was as folk singer Pete Norland in The Case of the Bogus Books. West starred in an episode of the ABC Outer Limits series titled The Invisible Enemy. He made a brief appearance in the film Soldier in the Rain starring Jackie Gleason and Steve McQueen, and starred as Major Dan McCready, the ill-fated mission commander of Mars Gravity Probe 1 in the 1964 film Robinson Crusoe on Mars. In 1965, he was cast in the comedy western The Outlaws Is Coming, the last feature film starring the Three Stooges. He played Christopher Rolfe in the episode Stopover of ABC's The Rifleman, which aired on April 25, 1961. Batman. Producer William Dozier cast West as Bruce Wayne and his alter ego, Batman. in the television series Batman. In part after seeing West perform as the James Bond-like spy Captain Q in a Nestlé Quick commercial, he was in competition with Lyle Waggoner for the Batman role. The popular campy show ran on ABC from 1966 to 1968. A feature-length film version directed by Leslie H. Martinson was released in 1966. In his Batman character, West appeared in a public service announcement, where he encouraged schoolchildren to heed then-President Lyndon B. Johnson's call for them to buy U.S. savings stamps, a children's version of U.S. savings bonds, to support the Vietnam War. In 1970, West was offered the role of Bond by Cubby Broccoli for the film Diamonds Are Forever. West did not accept, later stating in his autobiography that he believed the role should always be played by a British actor. Post-Batman career. After his high-profile role, West, along with Burt Ward and Yvonne Craig, was severely typecast. West's first post-Caped Crusader role was in the film The Girl Who Knew Too Much. His lead performance against hyper-cynical tough guy Johnny Kane did not erode his Batman image. The movie was a box office disappointment. For a time, West made a living doing personal appearances as Batman. In 1974, when Ward and Craig reprised their Batman roles for a TV public service announcement about equal pay for women, West was absent. Instead, Dick Gautier filled in as Batman. One of his more memorable Batman appearances after the series was when he made an appearance in the Memphis, Tennessee-based United States Wrestling Association to engage in a war of words with Jerry the King Lawler while wearing the cowl and a tracksuit, and even name-dropping Spider-Man, though he is a Marvel Comics hero. West subsequently appeared in the theatrical films The Marriage of a Young Stockbroker, The Curse of the Moon Child, The Specialist, Hooper, The Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood, and One Dark Night. West also appeared in such television films as The Eyes of Charles Sand, Poor Devil, Nevada Smith, For the Love of It and I Take These Men. He did guest shots on the television series Maverick, Diagnosis, Murder, Love, American Style, Bonanza, The Big Valley, Night Gallery, Alias, Smith and Jones, Mannix, Emergency, Alice, Policewoman, Operation Petticoat, The American Girls, Vega Dollar, Big Seamus, Little Seamus, Laverne and Shirley, Bewitched, Fantasy Island, The Love Boat, Heart to Heart, Zorro, The King of Queens, and George Lopez. West was also in an episode of Bonanza that supposedly never aired until reruns were shown, and he made several guest appearances as himself on Family Feud. In 1986, he starred in the comedy police series titled The Last Precinct. Return to Batman. West often reprised his role as Batman, Bruce Wayne, first in the short-lived animated series The New Adventures of Batman, and in other shows such as The Batman, Tarzan Adventure Hour, Tarzan and the Super 7, Super Friends, The Legendary Superpowers Show, and The Superpowers Team, Galactic Guardians. In 1979, West once again donned the Batsuit for the live-action TV special Legends of the Superheroes. In 1985, DC Comics named West as one of the honorees in the company's 50th anniversary publication 50 Who Made DC Great for his work on the Batman series. West was considered to play Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, in Tim Burton's Batman. Originally, he wanted to play Batman. West never appeared in any of the theatrically released post-1960s Batman franchise motion pictures and, to date, neither has Burt Ward. West made an appearance in a 1992 episode of Batman, the animated series on Fox, but not as Batman. Instead, he portrayed Simon Trent, a washed-up actor who used to play a superhero in a TV series called The Grey Ghost, and who now has difficulty finding work. The producers nearly considered scrapping that episode, as they figured it mirrored West too much. However, West gladly accepted voicing such a character. West later had a recurring role as the voice of Mayor Granger in the WB animated series The Batman. The actor vocally reprised his role as Batman for the CGI animated short film Batman: New Times. He co-starred with Mark Hamill, who vocally portrayed the Joker, and had originally played the role on Batman, the animated series. West also voiced Thomas Wayne in an episode of the cartoon series Batman: The Brave and the Bold. In the same series, he played Batman's prototype robot, named Protobot. 1990s–2000s. During the 1990s, West's status as a pop culture icon led to appearances as himself in the film Drop Dead Gorgeous, and in several TV series, including News Radio, Murphy Brown, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, The Ben Stiller Show, and The Drew Carey Show. He notably appeared as Dr. Wayne in the 1990s Zorro episode, The Wizard, even being shown Zorro's secret cave headquarters. In 1991, he starred in the pilot episode of Laquelle, in which he portrayed a has-been TV action hero who falsely believes he can solve mysteries in real life. The pilot, written by Conan O'Brien and Robert Smigel in the pre-late night period, aired on NBC that summer, but was not picked up as a series. It was later broadcast on the Trio channel, under the "brilliant but cancelled" block. In 1994, West played a non-comedic role as the father of Peter Weller's character in the Michael Tolkien film The New Age. He played a washed-up superhero in the Goosebumps television series episode, Attack of the Mutant. The boy hero is a comic book geek whose favorite superhero, Galloping Gazelle, is portrayed as fading and on the verge of retirement. Towards the end, the boy is shocked to learn that the gazelle is real, though he must save the day by himself. In 1994, West, with Jeff Roven, wrote his autobiography, Back to the Batcave, published by Berkeley Books. He also appeared as a guest in the animated talk show Space Ghost Coast to Coast in an episode titled Batmantus, where he displayed his book. That episode was essentially a parody to his Batman television series, where Zorak dressed himself as Batmantus, a praying mantis version of Batman. In 1996, Virgin Interactive released the gambling simulation game Golden Nugget on PlayStation. West acted in the video cutscenes of the Chaos Mystery storyline subgame. In 2001, he played the supervillain Breathtaker on the short-lived television series Black Scorpion. Indiana 2003, West and Burt Ward starred in the television movie Return to the Batcave: The Misadventures of Adam and Burt, alongside Frank Gorshin, Julie Newmar, and Lee Merriweather. Jack Brewer portrayed West in flashbacks to the production of Batman. In 2005, West appeared in the CBS show The King of Queens. In the episode, Spence first asks Lou Ferrigno to go to a sci-fi convention, but when Spence meets West, he leaves Ferrigno and asks West to come with him. He appears prominently in the 2006 video for California band STEFY's song, Chelsea, as Judge Adam West, presiding over the courtroom scene. In 2007, West played an attorney for Benny on the show George Lopez, and starred as the boss in the movie comedy Sexina, Popstar Pie. Following the release of the Batman game, a host of the show X-Play visited West on the show. In 2009, West played himself in the episode Apollo of 30 Rock. 2010s. On a panel for Batman in 2010, a Golden Palm star on the Palm Springs Walk of stars was dedicated to him. West received the 2,468th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on April 5, 2012. His star is located at 6764 Hollywood Boulevard in front of the Guinness Museum in Hollywood, California. West appeared in a number of videos for FunnyAudio.com. He was interviewed in 2013 on the PBS series called Pioneers of Television in the Season 3 episode of called Superheroes. Also in 2013, he was the subject of the documentary starring Adam West. West is among the interview subjects in Superheroes, A Never-Ending Battle, a 3-hour documentary narrated by Lee F. Schreiber that premiered on PBS in October 2013. In October 2014, West was a guest star on the HuffPost live show, talking about his Batman role and the upcoming release of all 120 episodes of his Batman series. In February 2016, West guest starred as himself on the 200th episode of The Big Bang Theory. Voiceover work and advertising. Having a distinctive voice, West built a career doing voiceover work on a number of animated series, including appearances on The Simpsons, Futurama, Rugrats, The Critic, Hysteria, Kim Possible, Johnny Bravo, and even in an episode of Batman, the animated series called Beware the Grey Ghost, where he voiced the Grey Ghost. He also appeared in many episodes of Nickelodeon's cartoon The Fairly OddParents as a cat-obsessed version of himself, who is famous for playing a superhero called Catman, and who actually believes he is Catman. His later appearance in The Fairly OddParents was a parody of himself, hired to play the role of the Crimson Chin in the movie of the same name. Yet another appearance on the show had him as himself in a fairy-sponsored video about how to cope with losing one's fairy godparents. In later seasons, the role for this version of Adam West was recast to Jeff Bennett. In 1997, West appeared in a national television advertising campaign for Z-Bot. He also performed voiceover work for Futurama. From 2000, West made regular appearances on the animated series Family Guy, on which he played Mayor Adam West, the lunatic mayor of Quahog, Rhode Island. His role brought West a new wave of popularity post-Batman, and lead writer Seth MacFarlane claims to have gone out of his way to avoid typecasting West by deliberately not making any references to Batman. Some of his latest voiceover performances were playing the role of Uncle Art in the Disney animation film Meet the Robinsons, and voicing the young mermaid man in the cartoon show SpongeBob SquarePants. In the episode, Back to the Past of 2010, the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy characters are hybrid parodies of both Batman and Robin and Aquaman and Aqualad, respectively, and Mermaid Man's old age was a humorous reference to West's age. West also played the voice of General Carrington in the video game 13, and voiced other video games such as Mark Ketko's Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure, Chicken Little, Ace in Action, Scooby-Doo, Unmasked, and Goosebumps, Attack of the Mutant. For the online game Champions Online, his voice is used in one of the website's videos. In November 2014, West voiced himself, and the 1960s version of Batman, in the video game Lego Batman 3, Beyond Gotham. West also did voice-over work for superhero-themed commercials for the investment firm LendingTree, and television commercials for Hebrew National Hot Dogs. Personal life. West married Billy Lou Yeager in 1950, and they divorced in 1956. He married Nara Frisbee in 1957, and they divorced in 1962. Together, they had 2 children. West married Marcel Tagandelier in 1970. Together, they had 4 children. During the Batman television series, West's relationship with co-star Burt Ward has been described as problematic. He said, "Burt fell victim to making up stories to sell books. But in a way it was flattering, because he made me sound like King Kong." West said that he played Batman for laughs. But in order to do that, one had to never think it was funny. You just had to pull on that cowl and believe that no one would recognize you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.